I'm a big fan of yours.
Thanks.
I mean, I've been since A Serious Man, and I'm a huge Boardwalk Empire fan.
Cool.
So, like, Rothstein, you killed that. You seem to play real-life characters.
I know. It's just been kind of coming my way for the last number of years, you know? Right now, including Pawn Sacrifice, in which I played a real guy, Paul Marshall. I'm playing Edward G. Robinson in Trumbo. I'm playing Andy Hertzfeld in the Steve Jobs story with, Danny Boyle's film with Michael Fassbender. And I'm playing a fictional character in the Miles Davis story that Don Cheadle's put together. Yeah, just randomly, it just came my way. So you run with it, right?
Do you find it easier, I guess, knowing these people? Like the research is a little bit easier finding the character.
Well, I mean, it certainly gives you a place to start. Normally, you start with what you're given. You make the best choices you can, and whether it's truth. A true person or somebody who's created fictionally, you take the information you're given and you run with it. I feel a much larger responsibility with someone who's lived, obviously, and trying to, honor their lives and to tell their story as truthfully as I can, given my own shortcomings. But it's been a great challenge.
I was gonna bring cigarettes and make us talk the whole time with the cigarettes during the interview.
Came from, that's based on what Paul was like. Apparently, everybody said he never stopped smoking. You talk about chain smoker, that was Paul Marshall. It was like he had one and he would light the next one with the one that was lit. He even, would have two in his hand at the same time.
Which was a really cool moment in the movie when you did that. That was one thing I picked up on. I was like, see?
That was the guy. So I just did what I was taught.
And like when you're watching movies now and you see people smoking inside, you're like, it was like that.
Absolutely. Isn't it weird now?
Mad Men and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I wanted to, because you played, if you're a smoker, which I was for a while, having a cigarette in your mouth is always like a very comforting thing. You played well with that cigarette in your mouth, that first scene when it came in. Was that something you practiced? Was that like
No, it's just sort of like, you try to learn something, you don't think about it anymore. And hopefully, I just didn't want it to be too distracting. I hope it wasn't.
I always appreciate smoker acting.
Cool.
It's really well done. And you're in this movie, I don't want to say patsy, but you get abused really well. Was there points when you were, like, you do, Was there points when you're just like, God, can I get a friggin' break?
Well, I just, imagine what it would have been like to have dealt with Mr. Fisher. As at that time, it may have been a little different, but maybe not. I've seen all this footage of him, about what he became later in life when, his nature became so much more irascible and forceful. At that time, it was a more youthful, buoyant. You can probably excuse it as being, the cocky, someone who was, the genius, that he was. So, I believe that, Paul went through all that, and
well, you certainly went through it too.
Yeah,
man.
I guess I did.
And it was a lot of fun.